Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is I, Darth Sinovia. This time, I'm going to talk about the sixth book in the Jedi Quest series called The School of Fear, which is the first one that actually portrays an Anakin Skywalker that's more in line with the Hayden Christensen Anakin. This book takes place about 3 years before Episode 2. So I'm getting really close to the Clone Wars era. So, what do I think of this story? Well, this takes place right after the last book leaves off. Now, in this series, I'm starting to see that the earlier books, I think you can read each one of them as individual stories. But after this, not as much. I do feel like this book can be viewed independently from the rest, but unfortunately, there is a thing towards the end of this book. I don't want to spoil what happens in the end, where something similar happens with Anakin and Obi-Wan that happened with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon in the Jedi Apprentice series. If you've read the Jedi Apprentice novels, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's all I'm going to say. So, you would, for the most part, have an independent story, but there are some things that, yeah, at this point, you're going to have to start reading the rest of the series if you want to, appreciate what's going on. What is the story for this one? Well, the School of Fear is Anakin Skywalker, along with his rival Fierce Orden, having to infiltrate a school because they're trying to investigate the disappearance of a senator's son. And Anakin befriends a group of people, that has a club, that everything is not as it seems. I'm not going to spoil the ending because it relates to what causes Obi-Wan and Anakin to have a, schism between the two, which probably won't be resolved until the next book. I don't know for sure. I think this is good, just like the others. I haven't read any bad books by Jade Watson so far. She has delivered on every front. I don't understand why she didn't write anything for the adult novels. I argue that her books are better than majority of the adult authors. It's sad. I do think Jade Watson didn't get the chance that she deserved. I think she could have delivered an amazing adult novel had she been given that chance. Not that the children's novels are bad, but these books don't feel like children's novels. She doesn't talk down on you when you're reading these. It feels like you're reading something like this. She respects the reader enough where she doesn't treat them like they're idiots. Unlike certain people, and with the certain books in the certain canon that we shall not discuss, she respects the reader's intelligence. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because at this point, I've read over 20 plus books of Jade Watson. I think she's a great writer, and it's a shame that she hasn't written more books for this franchise. Now, I would say more about the story, but I do not want to give it away. I think the ending, you have to read it, because to me, I think it's too good to spoil. I think this is probably my second favorite book of the Jedi Quest series. And it makes me hungry for reading the next one, which I may end up finishing it tonight and end up recording the review the same night. You never know. Next time I do a review, it's going to be on the next book in the series. Later, people. May the Force be with you. And I give this a classic rating. It's worth your time. Later, everyone.